everybody, welcome to Cinema Trailer News. My name is Chris and this will be my review for Glass Onion. Now first off, I want to tell you two things before you go and watch this movie. And first is that you should really try and see this movie in theaters. And it's only in theaters for this week. And if you can actually get in and see it this week in theaters, I think you will be rewarded. And second is that go in as blind as possible. I only saw the two trailers for this film. I knew very little about the film going in, and I think that will help the experience of watching this movie. Now, in this film, the famous Southern detective, played by Daniel Craig, travels to Greece and for his latest case. And initially, what it seems like it could be a potentially fun weekend on a private island owned by reclusive billionaire Miles Bron, played by Edward Norton, soon becomes a murder mystery when someone in the island turns up there. Now, while watching this sequel set in Greece, I thought to myself, it was really worth the $450 million that Netflix spent on this to steal this franchise from Lionsgate, guaranteeing two more movies. And they have one more for sure coming, and a pretty hefty payday for Rian Johnson and Daniel Craig, who created the Knives Out franchise together. So I was like, no way it was worth that kind of expense. But I have to say, after having seen the movie, I think it was worth that money. I mean, maybe not if the movie doesn't perform well, but I think it was worth it. Now, Rian Johnson delivers as the writer and director of this film, and by going almost completely blind, I was blown away not only by the murder mystery, and I'm pretty good at guessing twists and turns, but I had to say that this movie still managed to surprise me again and again, and it was fantastic. And when they did reveal who it was, I wasn't like, oh no, no one could have gotten that. Instead, I was like, very well done, everybody. And speaking of surprises, I was also shocked at how funny this movie is. It's hilarious. And my audience was rolling in laughter in the theater, and I was right there with them. And it's also so funny, but the pop cultures alone are incredibly tiny, and some of them you can't believe they got. And I hope nobody spoils the reference for you because they were so great. Now, this movie, like the first one, has a very strong message, but this one, I think, is much better woven into the murder mystery, and so it seems more organic and it works, and it's so timeless and compelling. And I think that shall help Glass Onion awards chances in many ways. Edward Norton is doing a spoof of today's tech titans, a brilliant spoof. And Glass Onion is about celebrity, social media, and the 1% is also about how so many people will just let evil has a pass if it helps them, and if it helps that person, and maybe even help the evil along if they will benefit. And I think that's very timely, and the screenplay is so well written, and the whole movie is great, but the screenplay, whoa, fantastic. Now, Glass Onion is so cinematic, and which is why I recommend you go and see this movie in the theaters. I mean, the production design, the costume design, the cinematography, even the camera movements are incredible. And this house, this private island, oh my goodness. Now let's talk about Daniel Craig, who was good in the first Knives Out, but here he's on fire. And because, as I say, he and Johnson dream up this franchise together, and now they know they have this successful formula, so they're not only putting the pedal to the metal, but here they feel more relaxed and sure of themselves, and it's really great. And Grace Benoit Blanc is so good here, so elevated as a character, just still also brilliant detective and hilarious. So again, and they're having so much fun with it here, and he's quickly becoming a pop culture icon. And Benoit Blanc is amazing. Glass Onion also establishes Blanc as gay. It's very subtle, in my opinion, more subtle than I would have liked, and that's for you to decide. But it's a great review who's playing Blanc's partner, and that I will not spoil. But oh, it's such a great choice, and I love to see more of Blanc and his partner in Knives Out 3. Again, Netflix is committed to making. I mean, with this actor, how could you not? And what a comedic and stylish power couple. I was like, whoa. As for the rest of the cast, everybody brings the air game to this film, with standouts being Edward Norton, Kate Hudson, with fantastic comedic performance. I never seen Kate Hudson this funny. She's so funny here, and she's amazing. And I could see her getting a Best Actress nomination for her work here. Dave Bautista, I think that he's getting better as an actor, and I think when he used well as he is here, he does brings a distinct positive energy to a project. So I like him here actually. And Kathryn Hahn and Leslie Odom Jr. are likable as always, but I think they have very little to do in this movie. Same as Jessica Henwick, and I love Jessica Henwick. She sure pops on screen, but she has very little to do in this movie. Now, and then of course is Janelle Monáe, who has been getting a lot of attention and rave reviews for her work here. Now, I'm a big Janelle Monáe fan, and I'll say that of all the cast, Janelle Monáe is the most impressive. Not just in performance, but in the depth that Johnson gave that character. She has so much to work with, but her character gets consistently more interesting as the film goes along. She's shorter in mystery for like the first half of the movie, and things get really interesting at midpoint. So I love Glass Onion, and not only is a fantastic murder mystery, but it's one of my favorite films of this year easily. Now, there is a moment where Janelle Monáe's character is running upstairs in front of the house at night, and I was like, whoa. You know, when you see it, and that's when I thought, oh, this film is best picture quality, and we'll see where if the movie can compete in the award season. I hope it gets a lot of nominations and some win, but really, I really love this film. and it's one of my favorite films of the year. And I think I found it better than for the moment. I think it's better than the first Knives Out movie, and I love that film also. So I think for the moment, I just recently saw it and just one time, but I think it's better. So it's going to be in theaters for this week, and then it will come Christmas on that week on Netflix, so you can see it for this week in theaters or wait until Christmas week to see it in on Netflix. But I highly recommend you go and see this in the theater. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, consider subscribe to your channel, and like always, thank you so much for watching. See you guys later. Bye bye.